My brother was concerned that who actually checks Parliament, because Parliament appears can check the executive, can check the judiciary. Who checks Parliament? Parliament is checked by both of these arms. It is checked by judiciary and it's also checked by the executive. We know, for example, that the issue of the service awards ended up in the courts of law, and the courts made a ruling on whether or not it was proper for those awards to be given, and whether it went through the procedure actually for
it
the
is after those cases were taken to
the courts of law.
Yes, they always want to wait at the end of the time.
which anyway becomes a check measure. And we also know that, for example, the Honorable I think Akamba and the others were charged in a court of law because of their contribution of what they said was a corruption between them and the Minister of Finance officials, I think, rather Human Rights Commission. So in that way, Parliament is also being checked. So they can be checked as an institution, they can also be checked as individuals in Parliament. So Parliament is checkable within our current legal framework and constitutional framework. It is possible to check Parliament. Even the Auditor General does audit them, which is itself a check.
That is, I mean, interestingly, when these two, the executive, if executive tries to check the Parliament, they tend to say this is a political pressure and infringing on the rights of Parliament.
Yes, indeed, they now bring me the question of how can it withstand.
But when the legislature is checking executive or legislature, they are doing their role.
Yeah, but even when Parliament checks the other two institutions, they usually complain. We usually complain. It brings me the question you have asked about how can they withstand that pressure. First of all, I think we need to understand that pressure
vis-a-vis national
healthy. Interests.
Yes,
that pressure is healthy. Pressure on Parliament is healthy. Because within our national context, these three arms of government are like that, the three stones they use for cooking. You cannot have a situation where all of them receive pressure from each other. So that pressure is healthy. If you have a situation where that pressure is not there, it becomes problematic. Maybe even the decay we saw in the 11th Parliament was because there was almost no pressure, so to say, from the executive going to legislature. Maybe had that pressure been there, they would have kept on their toes and been a little bit diligent in the way they handle themselves and manage resources. So that check is necessary, that pressure is necessary, whether within other arms of government or whether from persons within the country or whether from foreign institutions and countries and blocs. That kind of pressure is very, very necessary. As to how